Alright, so we're getting ready to pour new cattle guards. What I'm doing right now is hosing the inside of these cattle guard forms down with diesel. The concrete will release from them, and then we're gonna fill them full, or put the rebar in and tie the rebar on, and then we'll start pouring concrete. Alright, so there's one. It's 12 80-pound bags of concrete. Got two more to do. I'll pour these other two. We'll come back, level them and clean them up and put the lift hooks in and go from there. Alright, so 12 bags of concrete per form. It's starting to set up a little bit now. I'm going to take our little rebar hook so that we can pick it up with our tractor after it sets and get the forms knocked off of it. So it takes 6 of these to make a complete cattle guard. And they're nice to have a couple extra around. I actually broke one this winter. I didn't necessarily break it, but I chipped a big chunk off of it with my snowplow. I caught it really well. And so the nice thing about these is if you need to replace one, you can just pull one block up out of the ground and set a new block in. So it's not that big of a deal. All in all, this is a hell of a lot cheaper way than having to buy all the steel or anything else like that. And then, if they do get full of dirt or anything else like that, it's not like you got to pick up a big steel cattle guard and dig out the well again. You don't even need a well for these. We'll show you more once they dry up here in about 24 hours. We'll knock them out of the blocks and get them flipped over. Then when we go to put these in the ground, I either just bend them over or cut them off with a demo saw. So, all right, I'll show you what they look like when they're dry and out of the forms. All right, so we're a little bit more than 48 hours later. We're going to start knocking these cattle guards out of the form. When I first started doing this, I made a huge mistake, and what I was doing, I was just using a dead blow hammer. Let me see that. I was using one of these to beat the form off of it, and my first form, you can see right here, I broke all of this and broke the corners out of them. So what I've learned to do is obviously just use a piece of wood to beat on these, and then you don't break the corners out of them. I did learn to use plenty of release agent, even to the point to where I've got diesel that ends up floating on top of the wet concrete. It makes it a little bit easier. Once you start getting it broke loose, then it breaks loose a lot easier. That's not to pry that out of the form. It's just to keep the form from riding back up. I learned that the hard way too. And I busted my block to the point to where a pain in the butt. All right, so let me show you what it looks like from underneath here. So as you can see, once it's all flipped over here, we'll drive over this part and this part. We'll take you up and show you what they look like when they're in the ground and the one that I broke that I need to replace. So here's the finished installed cattle guard. This is one of the main roads that I've got. What I chose to do was go 3 wide instead of just 2 wide and give me a little bit more extra room. It's been in a little over a year now, and it's in really good shape. I used drill stem pipe for my corners and then sucker rod through the ditch, and it hasn't really filled in with too much dirt and everything else like that. It's held up to a lot of really good traffic. One of the things that I wish I would have done is I wish I would have buried them a little bit deeper. I've got about a 2-inch lift here. I need to bring in a bunch of dirt and fill a little bit all of this to make it a little bit more of a ramp. The only real damage to it is right here where I was snow plowing this winter, and boy, I didn't have my edge up quite as high as I thought I did, and I hit it hard enough. I spilled my coffee. So we'll probably pull this section out right here, pull it out and replace it. I don't know if I'll do this one or not. We'll see. Alright, hope this helps. Once again, if the ladies don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Good day.